right, so here we are, Virginia City, Nevada, the richest place on earth. Why? Because this is the place where silver is plentiful and also gold. And this is where history was made. One of America's oldest surviving western towns that's fully intact. And I always wanted to see this place. So what do you say? Let's go explore Virginia City, Nevada, the richest place on earth. Virginia City, the heart of the Wild West. Pretty cool. It literally looks like you stepping back into a history book. And yeah, I'm about to have fun. I'm going to show you guys a few things. But one of the things I want to show you is something a lot of people don't realize. Mark Twain called this home in the years from 62 to 64, I believe. Now, in 64, Samuel Clemens left the territorial enterprise, moving on to California and worldwide fame. Who was Samuel Clemens? Mark Twain. Mark Twain was a name he used. It was a fictional name he used as a writer. So he moved from here in 64. And they got plaques that tell you all about it here. So he used the pen name Mark Twain. He was a reporter here in 1863 when he first used the name of Mark Twain. He later described his colorful adventures in Nevada and roughing it. Pretty cool. So if you want to know where Mark Twain's from, well, he's from right here. So I thought this was cool. Widows and orphans abide to the men and many of nations that perished in the shafts below this mountain of gold and silver will be their eternal marking stone. This was put in place in 77. And if you look at the bottom, McCormick Lewis & Co. Industrial Iron Works, which made a lot of the stuff that went down to the mines with the guys. And then here we are, Bucket of Blood. So this place is a pretty famous place here in Virginia City. And if you're interested in the history of this place at all, well, you got to check out this place. So we're here at the Bucket of Blood inside. And this sweet lady right here was just telling me a little bit of information and history behind the town and this location. And she was saying this saloon's been here since before the 1870s. And it was worked by a lot of the Irish workers. They didn't really like the cowboys, and the cowboys, I guess, really didn't like them. And every night, as the Irish workers would come in here and clean up the floors of this bar, they would throw it out, and it would look like a bucket of blood because of all the blood from fights. And during that time, if someone ticked you off, well, you just handle it by killing them. The last person alive is the winner. So this town was fueled by 35 to 37,000 people, so roughly 40,000 people lived in this town, worked at this town at any given time as a miner. If you're a woman living here, you were either a teacher, a nurse, or you were a brothel worker. And that's pretty much the way it went. And if you found yourself as a brothel worker, well, these are the places that you would have worked in. So a lot of this bar is original. The bar was destroyed one time by a fire, rebuilt, and what you see is he rebuilt 1876. There you go. 1876, the bar burnt down, was rebuilt, and this is what you see today. And if you come here, well, you're stepping into basically a just time capsule. So from the section you're looking at now is the original bar. So if you guys come here and eat and get you a drink, you're sitting at, or anyway, this portion, the original 1876 bar. If you're 21, you could come in here and get yourself a drink and sit at the original bar that probably someone died over, if you want to get technical about it. But I thought this was very cool. Bunch of money, jasper, silver, ore, stuff from around the town, and you can see a little bit of the ore in these rocks. So pretty neat. And then if you got in a fight, wanted to duel, wanted to kill somebody, well, these are some of the things you will use And in the words of the History Underground, guns, 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 and knives. So neat fact, as we're walking out of here, she was explaining to me that Winchester, well, I'm going to call it mural, because let's face it, Winchester's the best you can get, is very old. This thing is very old. There's only 3 in the world that's this complete of the shell casings. What this is every Winchester round there is. And tell you what, that is cool. I would love to have that in my office, but with only 3 this complete left in the world, I don't think I'm getting my hands on one. So, yeah. All right, so we are here kind of early in the morning. There's not a lot open. We're just leaving the Bucket of Blood Saloon, and we're going to walk across the street here because I want to look at the famous suicide table. Honestly, I have no clue what it's about. I don't even know if they're open yet, but it's at the Delta Saloon, so let's see if they're open. Oh, there it is right there, the famous suicide table, Delta Saloon. Don't know if they're open, but let's see. I think we're a little bit too early for that. At 9 o'clock in the morning for that one to be open. Or maybe we just went in the wrong side. Here's another door right here. Let's see, the Delta, symbolized by the Greek symbol, was opened by Orndorff and McGee, Louisiana Patriots, the first saloon rebuilt after the big fire in 1875. The Delta front is solid Comstock cedar, handmade by McIntosh architect, wood craftsman, and builder of the International Hotel front. Of the 100 saloons of Virginia City, the Delta was the most famous for its gaming room, where the Bonanza Kings bucked the faro. It is known $38,000 was lost on a turn of a card. Rocky Mountain, now known as 21 or Blackjack, was played then as now with a slight variation of rules. So it's pretty cool. I don't think they're open, but So right here is the site of the historic bank. And it says, on this site, the Virginia City Agency of the Bank of California was established on September 6, 1864. And here the miners attained the capital that financed most of the spectacular boom in mining history. Nearly $1 billion in gold and silver was mined from the neighboring hills, and much of it passed through the doors of this place right here. And the bank also financed mining operations through Nevada agencies at Gold Hill, Treasure City, Hamilton, and White Pine. The Virginia City Agency, the last Nevada offices, was finally discontinued by the Bank of California on July the 1st, 1917. So just run across this, and it says Chinatown, 2 blocks east of here, once stood a Chinese community of almost 2,000 people. They came to Nevada during the early mining days and did much of the hard work that helped establish the state. This honors the Chinese pioneers who played a part in the major role of Nevada's early history. And this is also the site of the first international hotels. So one of the things you got to keep in mind is that in this area were the Chinese who came here and worked the mines. A lot of them were treated very, very poorly. And they come here, worked very hard work, and a lot of them died in the process. So, and their living conditions, well, they were less than great. But very cool mural here as well. And also on the side of this building, you got a depiction of the International Hotel. So very cool. Thought this was really cool. This is an Episcopal church. Since I'm Episcopal, well, this is very neat to me. Love this. That is so freaking stinking neat. So we have come out to one of the sites where they mine, and you can kind of see some remnants. And if you look right here, they've got a big metal grate and all kinds of stuff, and that's for a reason. Because if you guys will look right down in there, there is a mine shaft. That is the mine shaft to one of these gold and silver mines. A lot of pigeons down there. And that's a long way down. Holy bananas. So pretty cool. We found an abandoned mine shaft, and you can tell where they've blasted the mountain here, done a lot of mining operations. And if you look right here, well, you can kind of see the texture of the soil and the rocks, and every once in a while you'll get a glimmer and the shine from some of the silver ore that has come from here. And pretty neat to see. And right in front of me, wow, pretty cool. So this is what Virginia City was all about. So you guys know me, and I'm all about literature. Well, right here is the schoolhouse, which I wanted to tour, but it's not open yet. But this is really what I want to show you. This is basically your look from this location, a view from here. And you're standing at the gateway to Virginia City. From this vantage point, you can see the significant cultural and geological points of interest labeled in the image above. So these are the canyons, the ridges, the ranges, the flats, the peaks, and the shafts. So what you're looking at is the Comstock Mill. This is where the actual mill site was, the mine site. And check out this view. You can see another mill site up there on the hill, and look at the tailings. And then if we look down below in the valley, there's some wild horses right down there grazing. Virginia City, Nevada, and the heart of Gold Rush country. Well, until next time, keep preserving history, stay safe, we'll see you at the next place. Okay, so we're driving through right now looking at some different sites, and I don't know what this has to do with anything, but I just found it interesting. Apparently I've got something going on this week or something, but they're offloading. And I'm not kidding. Let's see. Zoom in. A bunch of camels. Why? I have no idea.